Welcome into the Eric St. Joe podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day from the Impact Power Sports Studio. All right. I got this freaking burn on my arm. I don't know if you can definitely see it. That is a legit second-degree burn. It's blistering right now. The whole thing isn't blistered. It's like in between first and second degree burn. I was walking in here to start the show. I've got 30 seconds before I start talking on Q100, my very first segment where I'm going to talk and say, hey, I'm new. Let's do our thing. Let's have some fun. And then, my God, this searing pain. My throat had been a little tender, so I've been drinking this tea, and it's boiling hot. And oh my God. So I'm doing that first segment with my skin is molten. I spent the show with like an ice pack on, and then it was like one of those gel packs, and it started to warm up. It wasn't cold enough, so I had to go refreeze it, and then in the meantime, I grabbed a frozen steak, and put it right on there, and that's how I made it through. That was the first show on Q100 with this first to second degree burn on my arm, and now I'm behaving like a bitch. Let me just give you the background of from Friday till right now, because when I finished podcasting Friday, I skipped the Patreon because I had this dude JJ from Q100 and Dave Grant, legendary name from the radio days. He is the chief engineer of Cumulus, and we hired him, Q100 did, to come in here and do this. Now, the internet that I had on here for this show, remember how before it would drop out from time to time? Well, that will never happen again unless if there's an internet outage. Because the setup that I had here was much different than what I have today. Dave went ahead, and I'm hoping not to get too bogged down in the minutia here. So he took the existing telephone lines and did some type of wizardry on it and made it so it the internet goes into the modem and he went into the phone line. And then the phone line sends the internet signal through the house, and the next thing I know, it's coming in here. Before this will make sense to some of you, because I pay for gig speed. I'm supposed to have gig speed, download speed, and very fast upload speed. My download speed was at like 25 megs. That's ridiculous. You pay for a gig, but you're getting 25 megs? And he goes to some site where it like measures your speed. It's like there's actually a speedometer on the screen, and it's just kind of bouncing along at 20, you know? Horrible. He goes, that's not fast enough. We got to fix that. So he does this thing, and then he does the same test, and the speedometer goes, it goes way over, and it's buried. It's at 980 megs. He goes, that's more like it. That's more like it. Molly says speed test. That's what it was, speed test. And then my upload speeds are through the roof. I need that. In order to do this. And then so these two wizards show up with all this fucking crazy shit that I don't know what the hell this all is. I'm looking at various pieces of equipment in order to make this room a radio station. There was a conversation because we were having an internet issue, and Anthony the Brain is another engineer. He's up north. So you got Anthony the Brain, you got Grant, and you got JJ. The Brain has questions about the internet. And he goes, AZ, you need to get Comcast on the line. They go, this is going to be a disaster. So we get some foreign speaking person, and it's a level 1 tech, as I understand it. And we're looking for like level 8 to answer this question. It ended up working itself out. But this was such a pain in the ass because for a significant time, you got the person from Comcast saying, okay, will you please check to see if the cable is tight in the modem? And we're like, yeah, it's fine. That's not our problem. We're trying, and this person's reading from a tech book. It was really bad. Chris says, did you unplug the modem? Yeah, that's what they said to do. They go, you must unplug the modem, and we will do a test to determine if the activity are done. We said, yeah. We did that. That's not what we want to know about. And it was terrible. So we ended up getting all that worked out. Friday turns into Saturday. And then by midday Saturday, we were in business, and we're doing like tests on shit. And so part of my day Saturday, JJ and I are going over like how the automation works. Now the automation, of course, the music is all on hard drives, and figuring out how we do this, and the technical side, it's without getting too bogged down in the minutia of it. But when I did the show today, I was in here, and a lot of the times, at least for the first hour and a half, JJ was on the phone. Okay, Eric, you're going to hit this, you're going to hit this, and then you're going to hit that, and then you're going to talk. You're on. And I'm like, okay. And so my arms weeping, pus, doing the show. There's like a text line that I can communicate with the audience, which if you listened, you heard that. That's probably a great way to reach me while I'm doing the show. And I even played a couple of requests from audience members. It's really incredible that we have that luxury. A lot of the music, I haven't even heard of those songs. I've heard of the artists, but a lot of the music I just hadn't heard. It's the first time I was hearing those songs. And that's how they built the radio station. They actually make it that interesting. So, I'm just excited. I'm just excited to be part of it. Doing my thing. You're not going to get a lot. Like I said to you, it's the station was built on the music library. That is the number one focus of the radio station. I am an accessory to the crime, at least for now. And it's important not to lose sight of that. But either way, I don't care. I just enjoyed myself. I liked that this all came together the way it did. And just like that, we've basically got a radio station here. Fucking unbelievable. I see a lot of comments about some of the music. The Iron Maiden song, I know, was a big hit for some of you. Somebody requested a Clutch song, which I didn't get to it, but I also have the luxury of being able to just open up my Spotify and playing whatever the hell you ask. It's that involved. When we got started, just as the 5 o'clock hour was winding down, I hadn't yet begun. I've talked to you about some of these segues that are way fucking out of left field. And this one, they actually said, I was talking to JJ. He goes, yeah, if you see that, don't do it. But the Q played Fast Car by Tracy Chapman into The Wizard by Black Sabbath. That is what we call a segue from hell. Borculo Josh says, I could not get the Q100 app to work. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. It worked for everybody else. I also need to, I've got a little bit of an issue, not a big issue, but I don't know. I'm trying to find a workaround for this. But the radio station has a staff meeting on Mondays at 11. Okay? That's coming up. So they said, will you please attend the staff meeting? And I said, absolutely. Of course. So what I'm going to do today is at 10:59 and 30 seconds. I'm going to pause today's podcast, do the staff meeting. Hopefully something ridiculous will happen. And then I will be back with you for the next hour of the show. Now, I don't want that to happen all the time, but I'm still trying to figure out the workaround. And I didn't really feel comfortable on day one saying, yeah, I'm not showing up to the staff meeting. Yeah, that's like Nick there. He's already trying to get me in trouble. He writes, tell them you are way too famous for staff meetings. Come on now. Tyler suggests I live stream the staff meeting. That's all I need. And Amy is encouraging him. No, I'm not going to live stream the staff meeting. Kenny says, the Q100 app worked fine for me, but it doesn't update the song that's playing. Yeah, I noticed that. There's also a hum on it. Like if there's silence, there's a hum. I will ask about that. I'm sure they're aware, and I'm sure they're trying to resolve the issue. But all in all, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about it. Again, we are not reinventing the wheel. I would consider what I do on this podcast to be a lot more challenging, frankly. When you only talk for a minute or two, I mean, seriously, how hard can it be? Just get your thoughts together, talk about whatever. I rely on a lot of the people that text into the show. A lot of them I don't know. Some of them I do. That is a big part of it. But and I feel good. I feel great right now. All I keep doing to motivate me is think back to show naysayer Rick from TC Paintball, who is not in the room right now, not in the chat room right now. You all remember it. Yeah, it's not going to work. In so many words is what he said. Who does that? Yeah, hey, I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to get started. Yeah, it's not going to work. It's a little weird. Yesterday was Dad's 90th birthday party. It was something else. We had just a great time. A lot of people packed into Charity Scam Mike's house. And Dad, a little bit, he gets a little foggy from time to time. And I had said to my kids, I go, look, you're going to be reintroduced. He sometimes forgets me. And you can't, try not to let that bother you. This is just part of the process. This is part of life. He definitely is aware that it's his birthday. He lost track of the actual age because Jackie, and I told her not to do this after she told me that she did it. She said, Papa, can you tell me how old you are? Now, afterwards, and he got it wrong. He said he was 60. I said, yeah, don't. I understand why you would do that, but don't ask him. Don't give him any quiz show stuff because he's got enough wits to know that he's going to struggle with that. So he's just guessing and hoping that he's right, and it makes him feel bad. Don't give him the third degree. Have conversations with him. If he leads the discussion with some inquiry, you answer. Like I sat next to him. And Madison was across from me. And so it was my dad in the middle and Madison and I next to him. And he looks at us both and he says, now, are you two related? How do you two know each other? And I said, Dad, that is my sweet daughter, Madison. You know Madison. And he goes, yeah. And Madison said she almost started crying. I go, yeah, this is how it goes, and his hard drive kind of like erases every few minutes. So, But I shot a video of us singing happy birthday to that sweet old soul. Everybody had a great time. He took his finger, stuck it right in the cake. Got to see a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time. And it was all good. All good. Enjoyed it. In the back of my mind, I was like, I was nervous, though. My brain wasn't totally into it because, there was a lot of unknown in the next 24 hours with the radio show. But now that I have it under my belt and we pretty much did it with really no major problems. There was a couple times when I had dead air. That was my fault. I hit a wrong button or something like that. And I was like, oh, God. Not too many meltdowns. I think there was just 2 or 3 where something went haywire. But that's it. All in all, I was doing the math on last week because it was a crazy thing. And I said to my wife, I need to stop saying yes to people. But I said yes to doing the huge show 2 months ago. Doing the huge show last week took a lot out of me because I would do this podcast and then you mix in doing sports and then doing the huge show, which that's a talk show. And I was burning it on both ends. It's an entirely different animal if I'm in here doing this podcast and then I do that radio show because I'm speaking for maybe 9 minutes tops during a 4-hour show. But doing the huge show, by Thursday, Friday, my throat was killing me. Really bad. And I did the math on what I did last week for amount of speaking time. Because every day I do this show, I'll do 2 hours here. And then, between 35 and 40 usually on the Patreon. So I did the math. And then I added up the minutes speaking on the huge show. I did an interview with Waylon. I did 2 Who Are These Broadcasters shows. Because Christian's gone this week, so we put one in the can. I totaled about 25 and a half hours of speaking. Not counting sports. And sports, with all the high intensity trying to get the crowd fired up, stuff like that, it puts a lot of strain on my voice, and I'm not getting younger. And so then I could feel like my throat was starting to give out. So I'm doing the hockey game on Saturday, and I could only get it into second gear. And after each period, one of the staff members had to come out with a cup of hot tea, which has a remarkable soothing effect on my throat, just to be able to make it through. And then when I was talking at the game, where I would be really getting animated and vocal, I'm like, now here they are, your Grand Rapids Griffins. And it was all weak and horrible. So basically, my voice was aligning with my penis function, weak and flaccid. Which reminds me, I think I have to go see my urologist on Friday. I think that's happening Friday. Yes. Her name is Rachel. We have these horrible discussions about my crank. Hopefully get some more answers. I think ultimately I've got one of two things. Because I'm pretty sure that the medicine that they're giving me is helping me a bit. If I stop it though, and then I don't get if I don't take the medicine, I don't get the side effects. The side effects are lack of sex drive, and I talked about this. I have a ridiculously low amount of ammo in my yogurt cannon. It used to be like a fire hose. And now it's just a disaster. So I hope, if I say to her, look, I don't care for the side effects, I'm hoping she understands what I'm talking about. In my mind, she's going to say, oh, really? What side effects are you experiencing? Now, it's one thing to say it on this podcast. I can't see your face when I talk about decreased jizz production. I can't see you cringe and wince and go, Jesus. But if she's standing right in front of me and I have to tell her that my dick icing is at an all-time low and my sex drive is much less strong, that might be weird. So that's Friday. Add this to the list of things we are not going to talk about on the radio. Which, by the way, I'm incredibly nervous that what I'm doing here is going to somehow go out on the radio. But it's impossible. I actually unhooked everything. It actually can't happen. All right. I got a comment that says that some of the audience are feeling bad for Kenny. I guess something not so great is happening to Kenny. You're not feeling very well. There was a long post made. You know what? I better not read this because that's from his Facebook page. So anyway, I hope you're feeling better, whatever is the matter. I think you're at the doctor's or a hospital, in fact. I know that. But I don't want to read it from your Facebook page because he banned me from his Facebook page. Because I think this was back to the Z-Speed days. I learned my lesson. So anyway, I hope you feel better, buddy. I'm sorry that you're under the weather. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, he says you can read it. It's in the fraudulent Fugs group. I can't read it word for word. I don't like to read things word for word. I like to kind of read them and then put it into my own words. So I'll come back to that. I hope you feel better, buddy. All right. Where am I here? I got like 5 things going on. Okay. So that's what's up. That's the start of this next chapter of a radio show and then podcasting. It's been an absolute whirlwind. Thank you for checking out this show. For you folks on Facebook, X, and YouTube, I'm going to send you off. If you want the rest of the show, you have to go to Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, or download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live. A lot of people say, Easy, why do you stand with one leg in the air? I'm stretching. I'm stretching and trying to do like a little yoga strength movement because I sit so damn much during the day that sometimes this is what I have to do. As always, download the audio podcast wherever you download shows. Subscribe, rate, and review, please. And join me on Patreon, where Ben and I will be getting together this week. I'm not sure exactly what day yet. It's another Who Are These Zanes week. We'll be doing that. And then the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. I posted all those this weekend, too, the audio. Hope you enjoyed them. Always a good time. So thank you. And by the way, on Patreon, you got to sign up for 1 week free. And I see people are getting this, and I love it. That's what I want you to do. I want you to sign up for free. If you've never signed up for free, you get to sign up once for free. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Sign up for free. And then cancel it shortly thereafter. And then enjoy. Enjoy the 7 days. That's your test drive. That way, if you forget to cancel, you've already done it. And then you won't be charged. Some of you will be like, well, I really like this. I want more. Well, then just sign up. You just sign up again. That's all you do. That's the point of the free trial. Patreon.com/Eric Zane.